I would like to give a shout out to Jeni over at Jeni's Scratch Made Kitchen for hosting this CROCKtober 2022 collab. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope that you'll like this video. Give it a try. This potato chowder was great. I will have a link to the collaboration in my description box below, where you can check out all of the other wonderful channels that have joined in on this CROCKtober 2022 collaboration. Hi, I'm Valerie, and the name of my channel is Texas Country Wife. Today, I'm going to do a crockpot recipe for you. This is one of my own recipes that I've developed, and I call it Crockpot Potato Chowder. I've got 8 potatoes here and 2 carrots that I'm going to peel. I will cut these into bite-sized chunks, and this I'm going to run through my shredder. Then we're going to need 4 ounces of this cream cheese. You're going to need a can of cream of celery soup. You'll need a teaspoon each of some seasonal salt and onion powder. You'll need 1 quart, 4 cups of chicken broth. I can my own. You'll need 8 ounces of ham sliced up into bite-sized pieces. Right now, the only thing that I have is this Black Forest ham lunch meat that I thawed out in the freezer. That'll work just fine. Whatever ham you have on hand, it'll work. And then we'll need a cup of frozen corn. And I froze this myself. So let me go peel these vegetables and shred these carrots, and I'll be back to show you how we put it in the crock pot. Stay tuned.
A few moments later.
Okay, I am back. We got those 8 potatoes peeled and cut into bite-sized chunks. They look about like that. Just bite-sized chunks, a piece that'll fit on your spoon. And we're going to dump those into our crock pot. So there goes the 8 potatoes. And that filled that up about halfway full. This is a big crock pot. Alright, so there is the 8 potatoes. Now comes the cup of frozen corn. And the cup of shredded carrot. It's a little bit more than a cup. Those 2 carrots gave me a lot of carrot. But that's okay, we'll eat it. So depending on the size of your carrots will depend on how many carrots you want in there. I put some of it in the fridge for a salad. They'll be okay. Okay, and then we have our 8 ounces of ham. I had 8 ounces of Black Forest lunch meat ham left over. Smells delicious. I took it out of the freezer, thawed it out, and cut it up into these bite-sized pieces. So now we're going to put that in there. And right now this crock pot is looking pretty full. I'm glad that the rest of the ingredients are just liquids and seasonings. But that'll be okay. This is going to be really good. Okay, now, in this bowl here that we had the potatoes in, I'm going to go ahead and put my cream of celery soup. 1 can. And then we need 4 cups or 1 quart of chicken broth or chicken stock or bone broth, whatever you have on hand. And we're going to slowly and gently pour that in here so I don't spill it everywhere. And you know what? I'm going to pour some of that into my soup can so I can get the rest of that soup out of there, because that's a good idea. I just spilled. I'm a messy cook. I'm a good cook. Alright, we're going to put that in there. And I'm going to wipe my hand off again. Okay, now I've got some onion powder. We want about a teaspoon of that. I'm going to sprinkle that in there. And you can add more to your liking. I start with this and then I kind of taste it and see where we're at. And then there's 1 teaspoon of the seasonal salt. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this spoon here and I'm going to whisk this together and hopefully I don't get it everywhere. There we go. We're whisking that up. And really, if you don't get it whisked all together, it's alright. It's going to cook down in this crock pot. It'll be okay. Okay, let me get these guys out of the way. Now, we're going to pour that in here. I don't know if you can see that. But here we go. And that just barely covers everything. But once the vegetables in here start cooking down and producing their own liquids and so on and so forth, the level of this liquid will rise. If it doesn't do that for you for some reason, you can always add some chicken bouillon and water or another can of chicken broth, whatever you want to do. Alright, so that's there. Now, I had that 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I opened it up. We only want to use half of this. We're only using 4 ounces. So I'm just going to cut half of it off and then just kind of put some little blocks around here, like that. And just place them over the top of this. This is such a good potato soup. You've got vegetables, you've got good chicken stock in there, you've got some meat. It's really, really good. And the leftovers, oh, the next day, even better, out of this world. I don't know what it is about some things, but when you let them set, the flavor just seems to develop in them. Some things are better left over than fresh. Okay, and that's good. So there's our 4 ounces of cream cheese. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put the lid on this. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to spill it. Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? It already smells good. Okay, I'm going to get the lid on this. And you can cook this on low or on high heat until your potatoes are done. I will leave the directions in my description box. Stay tuned, and when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like.
One hour later. 3 hours later. 2 hours later.